they taught women. I mean, they were hard on the women. They were hard on women. I remember one time I went to this beauty shop, and this lady came in. She was literally pretty much pretty much bald. Just had little bitty strands of hair. I mean, just you could just see her scalp all over the place. It was just, it wasn't cool. And I'm like, I'm looking at that. I'm like, what they get ready to do with that shit? You know, I'm saying this to myself. And I sat there and watched them wash that little bit of hair. I said, you know what, is a long dress on, and put her up, wrapped a little bit of hair. I mean, I promise you, she's like she was bald. And they took the little curlers and they curled. It was just whatever. And when she left, I'm like, when I knew the beauticians were talking about it, and the one that was doing my hair, she said, her husband won't let her get a wig, won't let her wear weaves. But she bald headed, and with the little strands of hair, and she gets those little strands curled. That's the shit I'm talking about. That's why I promise you, where I am now, for no motherfucker telling me that I can't wear um, weaves. I can't wear wigs, or I can't dress sexy, or I don't need to show my skin, or I don't need to wear bikinis, or I don't need to wear short dresses, or I don't need to wear the fuck that. I went through that my whole fucking life coming up. Leave me the alone, right? I am a grown ass woman. Now, let me just stop right here. Well, then you're not being an example. Example of what? And an example to whom? Right? Because when you think about it, being an example, what exactly does that mean? And who exactly is watching my life? And being an example for you to do what? Because you know your own self that when it came down to making a decision in your life, you ain't thinking about nobody. You're going to make that decision one way or the other. So to all of the mothers that say Lynn Littlejohn is not being a good example to their daughters, do me a favor. Tell your daughter to watch Lynn Littlejohn, but to do everything that you have done as their mom. Tell them to mimic your life, all right? Tell them to follow in your footsteps, because the truth be told is that I'm my own person and I have my own life to live. Now somebody gonna say, well, you thinking about yourself. I am. All right. Let me drop this on you. The hours that I've already clocked in, huh? The hours and days and weeks and months and years that I have put in, I'm done. I'm done. I've clocked out on that part. That part. So, and when I look back over my life, and I think things over, I can truly say I've been blessed. I've got a testimony. I'm done with that part. Hear me, and hear me well, okay? I've been the best daughter, the best sister, the best mom, the best first lady, Did I cover aunt, friend that I could be? All right. I got on the internet in 2010. That particular time, my kids was grown. All right. So what does that mean? My children don't even know what it feel like to go to a babysitter. I raised my children. You understand? The wife thing, I did that 34 years. And I'm not mad at none of my exes, Charlie or Terrence. I'm not mad at neither one of them because where I am now, I got sense enough to know that relationships are overrated. And the stigma that's attached to it is all fucked up. Women's idea of what the man should be, man, vice versa, that shit is that's messed up. All right. So I'm not mad at it. I see him today. How you doing? I went to go see my ex-husband the other week because he's ill. I went to go see him. And I knew that by me going to go see him seeing me and me talking with him, that I would be able to say some things that I perk him up and help him to concentrate on himself. And that time that I was there, I'm just going, Charlie, you need to, you understand? You need to, you're gonna, now here's what to do. Now everything's a process. Now you have to understand, you can buy, I'm going on and on. I am. I said, so you're gonna do that for me? I am. And then, so yeah. Everything in life happens in moments. And this is another thing that was dropped in my spirit a little bit ago. Moments. Things happen in moments. And that's why I'm not mad at any of my exes, wherever they are, whatever they're into and whatever they're doing. I want them to be happy. I don't care about people finding new love. I don't care about none of that. Matter of fact, my daughter told me Charlie was talking with someone. So I'm going to respect that. Make sure that when Brianni took me, I'm not infringing on nobody's territory. And so Brianni goes in and checks out the scene before I go in. I ain't busting in on nobody. None of that. And because I want them happy. The reason why I'm not mad at them, because I've already forgiven them, and I got sense enough to know that everybody, when they go into a relationship, they mean well. They mean well. And at the end of the day, the way that I've put it together, man, what you gonna be mad at them for? What they gave you was their best. Their best may not have been shit, but it was their best. You can't expect from a person, you can't expect a person to give you something they're not even capable of doing. So this is what I come up with. In other words, don't fool yourself. I posted that a couple of days ago, maybe today, yesterday, whatever. There's over 7 billion people in the world. Just in case a nigga think he irreplaceable. I'm not saying that to slight nobody, and I'm not gonna throw no stones at nobody, because I could tell you good in both of those relationships. But I outgrew. It was time for something else. I don't know if I said that quite right. Life happens in moments. Did you ever notice that from the time a baby exits the womb, she come out, or he come out, and they hit him on the butt and he start crying. That first year, they just developing and developing and developing. Well, guess what? That don't stop. And then you go to kindergarten. You don't stay in kindergarten forever. You first grade. What? Next sixth grade. What? Eighth grade. What? Ninth. What? 10th, 11th, 12th. It's constant change, right? Constant change. And so we got stuck in this man-made, and I do think it's man-made, with regard to this relationship stuff, where men are over the woman to the point where they are controlling her, telling her how to dress, telling her what she could eat, telling her where she can go, giving her, monitoring her everything, got access to everything that belongs to her. It's fucked up. The world is fucked up, and that's not how life's supposed to go. You either gonna be born a male child or a female. But guess what? You both end up being grown. So you got two grown ass people. That's why I don't want nobody else in my space, because two motherfuckers can't respect each other. Now fuck that. Fuck that. Because you have this anxiety when you're growing up. And you have this idea of what you want your life to be like. It's your fault if you stay in some bullshit where another grown ass motherfucker is no. I remember when Terrence came and I remember when he just stopped by, and that's right after I had got my little butt lift or whatever, and I was still sore and recovering. I was Terrence, he put his hands on my waist, he looking at me and shit. But I remember telling Terrence, because you got two choices with a relationship. You could either split and everything be peaceful and you remain real good friends. You could do that, and or you could reach back in people's lives and send them through some hell if you want to. And I remember looking at Terrence and I said, "You're not being fair." Well, Terrence knew what I meant by that, because all the conversation that we've had together. So one of the things Terrence told me is that whatever you do in life, make sure it's what you want to do. And he said, from the smallest decision up to the greatest, you stop and you ask yourself, Lynn, do you really want to do it? He said, if the answer is yes, do it. If the answer is no, he said, fuck it, don't do it. He said, you ain't got to give an explanation, just don't do it. And so that's why I looked at him, I said, you're not being fair. He knew what it meant, and there was a connection there, because I think it's just fine. Moments. End of the chapter, right, with regard to a relationship. And the next chapter be very exciting, and then the next chapter be very exciting. Me, I'm getting ready to go into chapter 57 of my life. I've been orchestrating these last 5 years. It's been the shit. It's been the shit. Some of y'all get it, and some of you won't. And church folk don't bother me. Church folk don't fool with me, because I dare one of them to say anything to me. They won't. They won't go back. Because, look, I went to church every day. You don't know no new shit, And then, because I remember that first lady going to invite me to dinner, had a rose for me, paid for my dinner, and we were there 4 hours. I know I just showed an intended, but I think she called herself going to stump me, because she's still with her husband and I'm divorced. After that 4 hours, that table was turned, and she ended up crying. Not that I did it to make her cry. No, I'm not saying that, but her heart was spread wide open by the time we got through talking. Because look, lady, we gonna talk sister to sister. Fuck all that other shit.